Hello and welcome to Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina for this Eastern Conference matchup between Crown Legacy FC and Carolina Core. Hello, family. My name is James Haddon. Thank you so much for joining me for this matchup. Crown Legacy is unbeaten to start this 2026 season. 6 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. And for Carolina Core, they're on the opposite end of the spectrum with no wins to start the campaign, 3 losses and 3 draws. So we want to take a look at the starting 11 for Donovan Ricketts and how he wants this team to really get going in this home slate. You see Arnaud Tadevin, he will play the number 9 today. Anthony Sumo Jr. and Thomas Rambo to the right and to his left. And for Coach Ricketts, he has a lot of new players, not only in this 11, but in this squad this year. Only 6 returners from last year's playoff team. And so in talking with him earlier in the week, he mentioned that reestablishing the philosophy and the identity is something that the team is trying to do at this point of the year. But when they get rolling, we're going to be excited with what they see. So excited to see what they put out on the field today, because they're taking on the starting 11 for Crown Legacy that has some real firepower. When you think about the Crown Legacy side, that, as mentioned, they have outscored opponents 26 goals to 6 to start this season, and their top goal scorer is Nimfasha Berikimas. He, along with Rodolfo Oloko, are sitting on 6 goals. Oloko signed his first-team contract on April 10th, so he is not available today. Played and started versus Orlando City for the first team on Wednesday. So Hugo Mbong, a player that has scored in his last 3 matches coming into today, is going to play in the number 9. Nathan Richmond will play off his left side. And so this front 3 for Crown Legacy is very good. Berikimas has been one of the best players in this league since coming into the league. He's the 6th youngest to sign an MLS contract at 14 years of age back a couple of years ago. He's 18 now, and he is ready to continue his success in this league. And so we're almost ready for kickoff between Crown Legacy and Carolina Core. When you think about this real rivalry coming up to this point, 2 teams from the state of North Carolina, and for Carolina Core, they actually have gotten the best of Crown Legacy over the past couple of seasons. They've lost just once over 6 matchups coming into today, and that was just 1 win for Crown Legacy. That was last year in their first meeting. But outside of that matchup, it has been all Carolina Core. The Foxes have owned this I-85 rivalry up to this point. And for Coach Donovan Ricketts, needing something from his squad today. When I asked him how he wants to start this match, he says the approach does not change, regardless of if we're in a slump, regardless if we're playing the number 1 team in the East or the last place team in the East. The approach is the same. Be on the front foot, and we have to find something early on. We really have to take advantage of our opportunities, because when we don't take advantage of our opportunities, we are punished. So, moments away from kickoff now. The Foxes in this burnt orange, and Crown Legacy in the white. There's the opening whistle, and we begin from Truist Point. Crown Legacy FC and Carolina Core in the Eastern Conference. James Haddon out here with you. Thank you so much for tuning in on OneFootball and on MLSNextPro.com. The regular season champions from 2023 in the Eastern Conference. Crown Legacy looking to match their start from that season today if they could get a result versus Carolina Core. Wickham pushed this ball long, and now chasing for it is Rombolt. Sumo Jr. Kaiser, he was offside. The man in goal for Crown Legacy, as mentioned, is Jaheim Wickham. But the man in goal for Carolina Core is Nick Holliday. He's a former member of Charlotte FC, and so he's playing against his old squad today in this rivalry. A lot of different storylines to discuss as the match goes on. So a throw in coming for Crown Legacy. Cleary to do the honors. All the way back to Wickham of Ontario, Canada. The 82nd overall pick this year out of USF. Cleary, another draft pick from this past season in 2026. Nice little step over move. Koulibaly sends it out wide. Verikimas. So much pace, so much speed for the U.S. Youth International. Ball almost drops kindly into the area. Now this long shot is blocked away, still with Crown Legacy. Richmond tracks it down on the touchline. Ushers it along towards Cleary. Cleary dumps it into the area, and it'll take a bounce, and Holliday will calmly corral. Nick Holliday, trained with clubs in Europe, PSV, Bayer Leverkusen, and Hertha Berlin. Spent last 2 seasons, as mentioned, with Charlotte FC, mostly with Crown Legacy, making 9 appearances. Tadevin back to Charles. Now out wide. Evers launches this ball. Sumo Jr. cannot track it down. It will be Crown Legacy's goal kick. The cool thing about Crown Legacy in their start to this season is that the current head coach, Kevin Sawchak, and the goalkeeping coach, Brian Edwards, were a part of the 2023 coaching staff and squad. And so this is nothing new for them. Crown Legacy has been one of the better teams in the league since the 2023 season, their inception. Now a poor turnover, real chance! And the shot wide, but offside was the decision. Wickham almost a disastrous turnover. And once again, Crown Legacy has a goal kick. Wickham will just loft this ball, and it'll bounce out. So the pressure being put on by Crown Legacy, already forcing some mistakes out of the goalkeeper. Sumo Jr. pleading his case, but it would not be possession for the Foxes. Tadevin, central, receives it back from Rombalt. But again, offside. So Coach Donovan Ricketts of Carolina Core wants his squad to be on the front foot, and you can tell they're a little anxious and antsy, and that's their 3rd offside within the first 5 minutes. They want to find something early. This is Richmond, the former Clemson Tiger. Cut down, that'll be a foul. For Richmond, he leads this team in assists. So he is a player that can create for himself and for others. Richmond with 3 assists on the year. Big switch looking for Berikimas. He will tap it back to Draogo. Now it's Koulibaly. Berikimas tries to push the ball forward. It's closed down by Carolina Core. Then a big challenge Alanga Charles goes to ground in a free kick for the home side. As we spoke of Crown Legacy's coaching staff and their consistency, Donovan Ricketts has been a part of both the playoff making season and the playoff missing season for Carolina Core. Took over as the head coach last season after being on the staff in 2024. They got off to a poor start in 2024, their first year. And for some, that could be expected because of being a completely new franchise and breaking into a league where there's already a lot of talent. They didn't earn their first win that year until May 8th versus Atlanta. Another free kick coming for Carolina Core. Holiday boots this long. Flicked along towards Romboldt. Tadevin entering the area. Overlap is there. Cross comes in. Headed away by Crown Legacy. Not completely dealt with as Kaiser corrals possession. A shoulder. Just good strength being shown by Yair Kaiser. Comes from Ecuador's Liga de Pro Serie B from Independiente. And now a long throw coming for the Core. Sumo Jr. sees this go in behind, and it will be a corner kick for the home side. 9th minute of action. No score between Crown Legacy and Carolina Core. The top team in the East taking on the team at the bottom of the table right now. Laid short to Kaiser. Fires this into the area. Kaiser trying to reload, but it's cleared away by Crown Legacy. So Charles goes all the way back to Nick Holiday, who's also no stranger to the state of North Carolina. Signed a contract to play in the second tier as a teenager. Cleary. Koulibaly crushes this ball. Richmond giving some chase, but it will roll to Nick Holiday. Kaiser being held up, and that'll be an early yellow card shown to Daniel Longo. So Longo felt like he was hit in the face after he had held up Kaiser. Kaiser will receive a conversation, but Longo will receive a yellow card. You see here, Kaiser takes a great touch forward. Longo, a bad angle, and didn't look like there was much of a swipe back from Yair Kaiser, the 20-year-old from Ecuador. Quick throw towards Berikimas. Carolina Core handles it. And now the Foxes are on their way forward. Wickham comes off his line, and an opportunity missed out on by Carolina Core. They had numbers in the attack, just could not take advantage in the final third. That's something that Coach Ricketts talked about, his team needing to be better and making decisions as well as finishing once the opportunities come. Tony Dandel. Now Koulibaly made multiple second-team appearances over his past couple of seasons. Richmond with a poor touch. Sumo Jr. behind Tadevin. In another takeaway that doesn't turn into a shot for Carolina Core. Now Berikimas fluttering forward. Dropped off to Koulibaly. Richmond tried a curling effort. Nolan Evers was there. And the first corner of the day coming for Crown Legacy. As this ball ends up with Nathan Richmond on his left, right off of Evers. He has to be careful there as he lifted that elbow up, had a foot inside the box. Don't think it would have been a handball in the area for a penalty, but he has to be careful with that arm away from the body. Only one man inside the 6 for Crown Legacy on this set piece. Now numbers arriving towards the back post and in. Andrew Johnson with a screaming header, and Crown Legacy is in front. Everyone crashing on the flight of the ball, and Andrew Johnson was there at the back post to fire it past Nick Holliday. Crown Legacy on the board. We mentioned how much they score. Now their 24th goal of the season. They're outscoring their opponents 24-6 coming into today. And they haven't conceded very many goals over the last 4. They have 3 clean sheets over their last 4 matches. The only stain on the record was a 3-3 draw versus Toronto. Now looking for more. Mbong can't work his way forward, and then a foul from behind. And Daniel Longo has to be careful. He's already on an early yellow as he was holding up Yair Kaiser earlier in the match. And that's the one thing that could impact this match. As if Crown Legacy was to go down a man. But just as Coach Ricketts had said, 2 missed chances on the break for Carolina Core. And the first real opportunity for Crown Legacy, they score. And that's the difference between this match early on as we reach the first quarter of an hour. This ball dumped towards Sumo Jr. He'll pick it up on the edge of the area. Sumo Jr., one of the 6 players returning from last year, along with Corey Lundeen, Jesus Ibarra, Alanga Charles, Antonio Pineda, and Mohamed Diakite. Sumo Jr., the only one in the starting 11, along with Alanga Charles on the afternoon. Richmond is shoved down, and that'll be a free kick near midfield. So Yair Kaiser has to be careful himself. He's been on the wrong end of a foul. He doesn't want to be in the book early on like Longo of Crown Legacy. Cleary Koulibaly. And now some space for Crown Legacy to operate. Berikimas. Now Richmond. Cleary on the overlap. Longo. Johnson. And Jaheim Wickham very far out of his goal mouth. On the big diagonal, Richmond controls. Richmond shielded off by Kaiser. It's good defending by Jair Kaiser, but a corner coming for Crown Legacy. So very similar to the first corner, only one man standing inside the 6 or even around the 6-yard box. It worked well the last time. Richmond delivers again. Holiday punches it away. Another corner for Crown Legacy.
Corner kick, Crown Legacy.
You like this from Holiday here, tracking the flight of the ball and being confident with this punch, especially after having the goal scored on him last time. Now it's Berikimas. Push this one in tight. Holiday punches this down. Hadavin comes back to receive it from his number 9 position, Rombolt. That's Crown Legacy getting back defensively. Nothing there in transition for Carolina Core. In talking with Coach Kevin Sawchak, or check that with the goalkeeper coach Brian Edwards this week, I asked him about the lone stain on the resume right now, that 3-3 draw versus Toronto, and he said it was just mental mistakes, self-inflicted wounds that impacted that match. Transition was key. This is ushered along. Hadavin can't head it on frame. Arnaud Tadavin played last year at UNC Greensboro, where he won the SoCon. And also was the second team All-League recipient. Wickham once again cannot float this ball to a teammate off the goal kick. Koulibaly with space. Left side now. Off the 1-2, Crown Legacy building. Into the area, dropped off for Berikimas. What a move on the touchline. And he earns a corner. Well, Nemfasha Berikimas has 2 players he looked up to. One was Neymar, the other was Eden Hazard. And that was Neymar-esque with his dribbling down there on the touchline. Earns his team a corner. Bedikimas sends this towards the back post. And Johnson was there for it, but no effort on goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A yellow card has been issued by the referee to Carolina Core FC number 12, Alenga Charles, in the 21st minute.
A yellow card is shown.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A yellow card has been issued.
So Jair Kaiser receives the yellow card for Carolina Core.
In the 22nd minute.
This ball comes into Longo, out wide towards Richmond. Nothing there. Cleary, Koulibaly. Evers tries to set the attack loose, but this rolls out for a throw-in. Go Forth Home Services is a proud signature partner of CCFC, founded in the Carolina Core in 1959. Go Forth Home Services is our region's trusted provider for your home services needs, including pest control, heating and cooling, plumbing, and smart technologies. '24th minute of action. This ball will roll all the way back to Holiday. Now Evers. Kaiser. Good first touch here from Mbong. Now Richmond can operate into the path of Koulibaly, but he is dispossessed. Arnaud Tadabin rumbling in the attack. Anthony Sumo Jr. gets a touch. It took a deflection. Wickham had come out. He was in no man's land. And without the deflection, Carolina Core is on level terms. Tadabin with a wonderful ball forward. Wickham was never going to get there. And happy to have his center backs there to defend. So a corner for Carolina Core. These moments as well for a team that's struggling are so very key. Can you take advantage of a dead ball situation? It's Mehdi Zerkain to take it. Zerkain lifts into the area, headed away, and then Zerkain thought it was clean, but Richmond is on the ground. And Zerkain receives the yellow card. So some early bookings here in this match as we're in the 26th minute. We'll look at this again off the clearance. Richmond first to it, and Zerkain looked like he clipped him in the back of the foot. He's not happy, but has to feel that the studs were exposed, and that's why the yellow card comes. And Zegers fires this high. Ball drops kindly to Bedikimas. Nemfasha Berikimas has his shot deflect off of a Carolina Core player. And a corner is on the horizon for Crown Legacy. And so now, Nemfasha Berikimas is on the right side of the field and trying to provide himself as a short option for Richmond. We'll see how Crown Legacy plays this. Richmond fires this in. And a free kick coming for Carolina Core. If you're Carolina Core, what is your response going to be? This is another occasion in which they have conceded first. With this being their 7th match of the season, they've conceded first in now 6 of 7 matches, including today. The lone match in which they did not concede first. They actually took a 2-goal lead into the break versus Orlando City, but ended up falling in that match 3-2. Their last match was versus Orlando City, and they went down 2-0 and came back themselves to earn a point in a draw 2-2. Coach Donovan Ricketts was very pleased with the fight his team showed and the resilience after going down by 2 goals. Kaiser, enough speed to get to this. Into the box. And the foul looks like it is on Mehdi Zerkane. So Zerkane went in for it. He's still down. Now up on his feet. And so he's the guilty party. And Crown Legacy now with the free kick. (1-0). Carolina Core down to Crown Legacy. Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist, is proud to be the official healthcare provider of Carolina Core FC. Some contact there. Nothing was called as Richmond went down, and now the ball goes out of play for a Crown Legacy throw. Odraogo, Andrew Johnson, 2 center backs. Johnson scored on the day. Cleary can't work it forward to Daniel Longo. Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist is proud to be the official healthcare provider of Carolina Core FC. Wickham. Nice little touch there from Mbong, but Longo could not corral it. And since those 2 early opportunities from Carolina Core, Crown Legacy has really settled into this match, and that's what they've done to teams really all year. They've imposed their will on their opponents. That's why the goal differential is such a vast margin. Udraogo pumps this ball long. Holiday will corral it. Into Evers. And too far for Kaiser. In 2024, it was winless in their first 5 before that win in May for Carolina Core. If they weren't to earn a result today, it would be winless in their first 7. And they are down by a goal to Crown Legacy, the hottest team in the Eastern Conference, arguably, who will not let up in the attack. And as mentioned, has not allowed a lot of goals over the last couple of matches. Cleary off the return ball from Richmond. A low cross is dug out. Now Berikimas. A little shove, and Fosh Berikimas too aggressive in trying to win possession. But if you're Coach Sawchak, you like that from the teenager. You want him to play with physicality. He's always had the technical ability. But as these young players start to grow in age and in stature, when their technical ability catches up to their physical strength and just body, that's when they become really, really difficult to deal with. And that is the realm that Nimfasha Berikimas is starting to enter into. A huge collision there. And Ashton Camden was cleaned out. And he is down on the pitch. You see this here, he doesn't know what's coming. And that's just a really tough and hard collision. As he was coming to receive the ball. Just the impact. Very hard for Camden. 21 years old from Westchester, Ohio. And the hope for him is that he is just okay. Don't feel like there was any intent or anything in the challenge. Nelson Martinez is going to receive a yellow card for the challenge. But again, with the nature of the challenge and Camden not seeing it, not knowing it, not able to brace himself, happy to see him sitting up after such a crunching challenge from Nelson Martinez. Martinez, more than 80 appearances in the second tier. He is a longtime professional here in the States. 2 goals and 3 assists over his time in the second tier in the U.S. Soccer Pyramid. So just going through the necessary protocols for Camden with the nature of the tackle / challenge. And now up on his feet, the best sight for Camden and Crown Legacy. A nice amount of time being taken, and that's also the important thing. Don't want to rush things like this. Don't want to speculate, as you can see, with the time that was taken and the protocols that were taken. Just making sure he's being checked. The head and neck area. And they still are continuing to work on Camden on the sideline. Above the shoulders, that head and neck area. So near midfield, you can see Arnaud Tadevin, Anthony Sumo Jr., and Mehdi Zerkane just having a conversation, trying to figure out how they're going to attack for the rest of this match. Sumo Jr. is a player that can receive the ball and hold up play. And giving Camden some time to regain his bearings as you see him running on the sideline. This play is about to resume. Possibility starts at Skyla Credit Union. See what your money can do at SkylaCU.com. So after the long stoppage for the injury for Ashton Camden, play looks like it's ready to resume by Koulibaly. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. There it is, and now Koulibaly gets things going. 39th minute, expectation now for at least 4 to 5 minutes of added time to this first half. And Crown Legacy wants to take advantage of that. Mbong goes back to Longo. Slip through to Mbong, but he cannot connect with Berikimas. Camden back on the field now. And Ashton Camden will trigger it in. Koulibaly back to Udraogo. Wickham, and now the goal scorer, the difference maker, Andrew Johnson. Cleary out of reach of Daniel Longo, and a goal kick for Carolina Core. Kai's a little tap that goes airborne. Now Carolina Core. Tadevin just runs out of real estate as he's closed down by 2. And what was potentially brewing quickly fizzles out. Good ball from Berikimas into Longo. Forward to Richmond. 40th minute of action. Richmond drops off. Cleary. The ball has moved with precision and with pace for Crown Legacy today. Always look dangerous. Richmond latches onto this. Return to Richmond. Stays on his left. Richmond shot. Easily taken in the end by Holiday, as it was right at him. But Nathan Richmond putting some pressure on the goalkeeper, Nick Holiday. Offside was Rambolt. Nice idea into the channel. But Rambolt just a little too early. That is the 4th offside for Carolina Core in this first half. Crown Legacy coming the other way. Richmond almost works around Evers. Ball stays in. So Cleary comes up with it. Richmond. Koulibaly comes a bit more central. Now Udraogo. And a reset for Crown Legacy. 42nd minute of action. Crown Legacy in front by a goal. Ball's turned over. And the weight not right on the through ball to Tadevin. As this ball is lost by Koulibaly. A little more weight on this, and Tadevin is in on goal. Mehdi Zerkane just could not connect with Hernan Tadevin. And those are the moments, those are the miscues. Not as easy as it looks, but the plays that have to be made. And those are the ones that Coach Ricketts is talking about. Kaiser. Evers. Kaiser. Now Koulibaly back to his goalkeeper with Zegers looming behind him. Richmond giving some chase. Evers will go back to Holiday, who floats this towards midfield. Second ball is won by Crown Legacy. Koulibaly. Cleary. And Richmond. Rumbault trying to track this down and does. Can Carolina Core keep possession and make something of it? Zerkane. Charles. Back to the goalkeeper, Holiday. And once again, it looks like we have an injury that's requiring quick medical attention. And so a collision near midfield. That's the same area where Ashton Camden went down. It looks like it's Thomas Rumbault. He's now sitting up quickly and able to get to his feet in the same quick fashion. .45 minutes gone. And now just the word on added time. The fourth official announced a game minimum of 7 minutes of added time to this first half. Mentioned the long stoppage for Ashton Camden. And so that was to be expected, a good bit of added time. As the ball pinballs back and forth, the throw-in coming for Crown Legacy. A set piece, a corner has been the difference. Andrew Johnson has the goal. Zerkane can't dig this out for Carolina Core. Now Koulibaly. His trot comes to a quick halt. Zegers along to Kaiser. Yair Kaiser, early ball into the area. Now out to Tadevin. Arnaud Tadevin looking for a bit of space. Now moves it out wide to Rombolt. Charles. Zerkane. Can't find Zegers. So Cleary goes to ground. Now Sumo Jr. needs help up. Let's take a look at this again. Sumo Jr. is there. Cleary looks like a foul, but it's just a goal kick. Tadevin cannot find possession, but a foul gives a free kick to Carolina Core. We're nearing 3 minutes of our minimum of 7 gone. And this added time portion of the first half. Crown Legacy in front off an Andrew Johnson goal in the 13th minute. A header off a beautiful delivery from Nathan Richmond. Now an opportunity for Carolina Core to put some pressure on Crown Legacy. Ball is lifted into the box, nodded away by Cleary, and Kaiser's touch, out of touch for a throw. Sumo Jr. can't keep possession as Will Cleary was trying to find a man down the line. This is where Carolina Core doesn't want to let Crown Legacy out. This time Sumo Jr. does keep possession in. A little nutmeg to find Zerkane, but he can't return the favor. And that's where some of the early issues from the season, a shorter preseason due to some weather in the area, players coming in with visa discrepancies, and all different things that have impacted the continuity of the squad. 19 new players, and just not all on the same page just yet. There's a lot of talent, as now Arnaud Tadevin fires! Oh my! A moment of magic for Arnaud Tadevin, and Carolina Core is on level terms, 1-1. We were just talking about continuity and explosiveness, and Tadevin goes deep into his bag for a beautiful strike. Second goal on the season for Arnaud, and Carolina Core finds that all-important tying goal before the halftime whistle. Well, it will not be 4 clean sheets in 5 matches for Crown Legacy, as Carolina Core is right back in it. And Coach Ricketts shared with me this week that this team has a lot of talent. And just as I was saying that, the talent on full display for Arnaud Tadevin. He was second team All-SoCon last year, 12 goals and 2 assists for UNC Greensboro. And his second goal of the year, his first was the lone goal versus Philadelphia in that 4-1 defeat at the hands of the Union. That's what you need from your number 9, from your striker. You need exceptional play. And coming up in big moments. Carolina Core looking for more. Nate Richmond latches onto this. Nice little ball into Longo. As Crown Legacy looking for a response. Cleary. Taken away. Rombolt. Tadavin. Good hold-up play. And Charles over the top to Zegers. Good idea from Zegers, trying to play through Tadavin. But again, not enough weight on that ball. We have played our minimum of 7 with the goal scored. That's why a little bit more time has come off. And there is the halftime whistle. Well, it was a glorious corner kick from Crown Legacy. Andrew Johnson was there with the header, but Arnaud Tadavin tying things up at the break. Your halftime score, Carolina Core 1, Crown Legacy 1. Coming up in our halftime show, one of our best young stars in MLS traces his soccer roots after this brief timeout.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back to Truist Point here in High Point, North Carolina. The score 1-1 at the break. Carolina Core locked in a good one with Crown Legacy. Wednesday night, Julian Hall scored the first goal in a wild match for the Red Bulls after helping Red Bulls 2 to the MLS Next Pro Cup Championship last season. Let's track the remarkable journey of this rising star.
Julian Hall, remember the name. It's that man again, Julian Hall. Goal, it goes in. Remedi, has he broken through here? Remedi across, Hall. Swinging ball towards the back post, it goes. Opening goal for Red Bull New York, Julian Zakshevsky Hall.
Born in Manhattan, New York, Julian Hall found the game the same way a lot of kids in this city do.
I first kind of started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I would play a lot wherever I could, if it was a field near my apartment or wherever I could, basically. And I just remember, falling in love with the game and wanting to play as much as I can. There's a main place I would play. It's pretty popular in Manhattan. It's called Pier 40, and a lot of people go there. That's where I played with Manhattan Kickers. It's kind of where I really started to realize I really wanted to play soccer seriously and maybe make it professionally.
That love for the game turned into an opportunity, a move into one of the top academies in the country.
Julian came into our system at U14. I think he played about 3 or 4 games with the U14s. I was a U15 coach at the time, so I was observing those games, and you could see straight away he was a special talent. So he quickly got moved up an age group to play with the U15s that season. Made an instant impact with the older age groups.
The level changed quickly, and so did the expectations.
I was very excited to come in and show my ability, and I was playing with my age and I was playing a year up, and the intensity was a different level, I would say, from what I've ever played at that point in my life. So yeah, no, it's an amazing experience.
Chimueno scored off the bench against Seattle, and Julian Hall with the breakthrough! The Golden Boot leader rises to the occasion, and we've got an electric finish here in the U15 final.
He's one of those players that can get you up off your feet. Like, he's direct, he can take players on, he can score goals from inside the box, outside the box in really different ways, and it would always amaze you how he would find goals in the game.
The next step brought a new set of challenges.
That was the biggest jump for me, going from academy to professional football. The intensity, the physicality, the football, it was all quicker than anything I had experienced before. And, I just thought I did a good job of staying level-headed and not being discouraged about little things.
Working to the midfield, now Gonzalez entering the box, across and a goal! Julian Hall puts the Red Bulls 2 on the board.
I was lucky to be coached by Ibrahim Sakaya, and Bradley Wright Phillips was there a lot of the time as well. They did a good job of helping me progress and helping me not get discouraged and keep going every single day and working hard. The coaching staff really mended me very well.
Like, he's always striving to try and get better at something within games and training. And then, why he adapts well, he's a natural goal scorer.
For Julian, it was about staying level and keeping the work the same.
When you go to a professional environment, if you're doing the most amount of work and you're clearly working harder than everyone else, it stands out to a lot of people, and that can be something that separates you from everyone else. If you're a hard worker, that could get you to a lot of places, and I think that's just something that established me when I first came into the first team.
That work and mentality has paid off with the fast start this season.
We're really happy with the way that he's moving himself forward. He has taken the ideas and has really shown that he is picking things up. Obviously, there's the attacking part, his ability to find chances, his ability to take balls on the move, to dribble, to go by guys, run in the box. The part that goes with it is how much work he does for us against the wall, how much pressing, how much sprinting, how much chasing, how much work he does to really make the game difficult on the other team. And so we're really, really happy with the progress that he's made. We're gonna continue to push him.
As he continues to grow, so does the chemistry with his teammates around him.
I've known Julian for a very long time now. I see the way he works in training. I'm getting to know him more and more, obviously, as we play together on and off the field. And then when I step onto the field, I know where he's going to be on the field, what his positioning is like, where he wants the ball, left foot, right foot. And we're kind of growing that connection, which has been going in a really good way, and hopefully, to grow that connection even more.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall! 2-0!
I think it's just the trust with the coaching staff. Coach Michael, he's done a great job with us during preseason and putting trust in me to start the first couple games. It's a lot of credit to him for putting his belief in me. Obviously, I have to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully I've got a couple goals so far. The goal is to keep progressing throughout the season.
Talent and work ethic have helped Julian's dreams come true faster than even he could have predicted.
I've always dreamt of becoming a professional soccer player, but I never really expected to happen so fast, to be honest. You know, earlier that year, I was still just playing academy, and I was progressing well, but I never thought it would lead to signing a contract later that year. So it's kind of a lesson there just to be ready for anything, and anything can happen very, very quickly. You really just have to put your all into whatever you're doing, and things can happen. I think a big thing is just self-belief, because when I was playing in MLS Next, I was signing a contract later that season. I had no idea. I did not have a plan on signing that year. That was not in my plan at all. I think like things like that can come from just you doing as much as you can, and things will just happen by itself, you know? As long as you're working hard and giving 100% every single day, you know, like good things will happen. And, you know, thankfully things came to me that year, and, you know, you gotta be grateful and you gotta use it as much as you can to your abilities.
Welcome back here to Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina. Carolina Core drawing level in the 5th minute of added time in the first half after Crown Legacy went up in the 13th minute of the match. As we talk about matches and goals scored, here are some of the latest scores from this weekend already. New York City down by Toronto FC, who is a sneaky team in the Eastern Conference. And earlier on last weekend, Sporting Kansas City with the win versus Whitecaps FC, their first win of the campaign. And North Texas and Timbers 2 in a good one. That one finished 2-2. New York Red Bulls stay undefeated themselves as they win 3-1 over FC Cincinnati. Moving right along, some upcoming scores and upcoming matches. A full slate of matches on tomorrow. CT United and Philadelphia Union going to be a good one. CT United just their second home game in their inaugural campaign. New York Red Bulls look to stay undefeated on the season as they take on Columbus Crew 2. And the late one, LAFC and Tacoma Defiance. All will be available on onefootball.com and MLSNextPro.com. Now let's take a look at these halftime highlights. Early on, this opportunity for Anthony Sumo Jr., and there was a deflection that took it behind. A little bit later on, Arnaud Tadevin, this shot's beautiful. So beautiful from Tadevin, as that was the game-tying goal, and that's what drew Carolina Core level in this match. And so right now our halftime score is Carolina Core 1 and Crown Legacy 1. And for Carolina Core, they're still looking for their first match, or excuse me, their first win of the season. And for Crown Legacy, they're looking to stay undefeated. For Crown Legacy, they're trying to match a streak in which they had 8 unbeaten to start 2023, and Carolina Core trying to not have the same streak like they did in 2024 when it took them until May to win a match. We'll take a break and be back for the second half here on One Football.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet.
fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina. We're almost ready for the second half between Crown Legacy and Carolina Core, the team that's at the top of the Eastern Conference right now in Crown Legacy, and the team that is at the bottom tied with 6 points with FC Cincinnati for the lowest point total in the Eastern Conference. But you would not know it by the way that this match has gone, with the scoreline being level at 1 apiece. And that's just how football goes from match to match. And that's why Donovan Ricketts said it doesn't matter if we're playing the first place team or the last place team, we're going to come out with the same approach, and the same is true for Crown Legacy. I asked Coach Edwards, the goalkeeper coach, about the streak, about starting unbeaten in 8 like they did in 2023, and he said, I actually didn't even know that there was a streak, or that we are potentially going to have our best start in team history. That's how locked in Crown Legacy is in this season up to this point. Coach Kevin Sawchak and Coach Edwards have been a part of the staff since that 2023 season, and Coach Sawchak getting his chance to lead the squad after being an assistant under Jose Tavares and Gary Dicker. Tavares back in his native Portugal, and Dicker has moved up to a first-team assistant for Crown Legacy. Donovan Ricketts, the head coach for Carolina Core, in his second season, trying to get his team back to the playoffs for the second straight year.
Please turn your attention to the leaderboard for today's first half match stats presented by Level Solutions Group.
Crown Legacy in the white, and in the brownish orange is Carolina Core. There is the the second half whistle, and we begin half number 2. A foul early on, and Crown Legacy will have a free kick, and the man is down a little bit longer. Looks like Nathan Richmond, who will need help to get to his feet.
Substitution for Carolina Core FC presented by buildup, pizza and that.
And Jaheim Wickham, the goalkeeper for Crown Legacy, will send everyone forward.
12, Alenga Charles. That's number 6, Ricardo Montenegro. For number 12, Alenga Charles. At halftime.
Richmond nods this on towards Mbong. He scored in the last 3 matches, 2 via penalty, but they all count the same. And now Carolina Core racing into the attack. Zegers towards Martinez. And Ashton Camden shields him off. Goal kick.
Also at halftime, another substitution for Carolina Core FC. Entering the match is number 58, David Diaz. Leading the match is number 11, Anthony Sumo Jr.
As Kaiser tracks this down, launches it down the line towards Rombalt, but he can't take it in stride.
Presented by Blue Rock, Big Santa.
Evers. Heiser. Now Jesus Ibarra, who has since come on.
Also at halftime, substitution for
Along to Martinez.
entering the match, number 60,
Into the area.
leading the match,
This shot. Bouncing. Ricardo Montenegro, also who's just come on at half. Could not score it. And so this is Martinez. Good ball in. Tadevin was the one arriving, and then Montenegro had the second bite of the apple. So Sumo Jr. is off. And on is David Diaz on that left wing. Substitutions being made for Crown Legacy at the half. We got those for you. Andre Sabotic has come on. Good ball over the top. Black has stayed down. Rombalt into the area. Flips it in. The shot hammered home. Arnaud Tadevin again. And Carolina Core in front of the Tabletoppers. Just wonderful ball into Thomas Rombalt as he enters the area, puts it in front of the face of goal. The dummy, Bizer Kane, lets it run through, and Arnaud Tadevin with his second goal of the day. Carolina Core 2, Crown Legacy 1. What do we have here? Crown Legacy came in unbeaten through their first 7 matches. 6 wins, no losses, and a draw. That lone draw coming 3-3 to Toronto. It was in their second to last match. And a team that felt they rectified things with the 1-0 victory over Chattanooga last time out. Those 3 goals, the most they had given up all season long. Coming into that match, they had given up a total of 3 goals. But now, they've given up 2 to Carolina Core. And the Foxes are in front by a goal. And they've come out on the front foot in this second half, as their coach would have hoped. Berikimas, always shifty. Nimfasha trying to find a place to shoot. Richmond gets hit in the face and a point to the spot. As Berikimas put that ball at the top of the 6, it popped up on Mbong. Richmond had an opportunity, and then he was quickly hit in the face. And a quick point to the spot as well. So just as Carolina Core had surged in front, Crown Legacy with an opportunity to draw level. Mbong, who has a penalty kick conversion in each of the last 2 matches. A familiar spot for Mbong as he holds on to the soccer ball, steadying his mind before this shot. The ball is placed. Nick Holliday, the former Charlotte FC goalkeeper, was a part of their franchise for the past 2 seasons, trying to stop his former team. '54th minute. Hugo Mbong, masterful from the spot again. And Crown Legacy equalizes quickly after Carolina Core went ahead. It was just a situation in who was going to budge first. Hugo Mbong was not going to break. So 4 straight matches with a goal for Hugo Mbong. And Crown Legacy and Carolina Core are level at 2 apiece.
Number 83, Hugo Mbonde, in the 55th minute.
Beikimas forward to Sabotic. Now Richmond in possession, slows the pace of this attack. How many more twists and turns do we have? Carolina Core coming into today had only scored multiple goals on one other occasion. Or check that, on 2 other occasions, both matches with Orlando. 2-2 last time out, a draw, and a 3-2 loss. Can they find a 3rd goal, which would be their most in any match this season, as Koulibaly and Zerkane continue to tussle after the whistle. Free kick for Crown Legacy. Udraogo, big switch, looking for Richmond. Sabotic also fighting for it on the second carom, and the throw in for Crown Legacy. Crown Legacy on the attack again. Richmond works back to Cleary. Receives it from Cleary, does Richmond. Now Koulibaly. Johnson. Udraogo. And the attack fizzles out. The break might be on for Carolina Core. This is Rumbold cutting inside. His ball behind Arnaud Tadevin. As this match is starting to open up a bit as we're nearing 15 minutes played in the second half. Wickham almost puts the ball into harm's way. Good defending there by Nelson Martinez. With play still with Carolina Core. No need to stop things. Holiday. Yepes. Now, as Koulibaly is pulled out, he'll win possession. Udraogo. Richmond will receive this. Richmond, drop of the shoulder. Holiday with a stop. Corner coming for Crown Legacy. Just a well-executed attack. Quickly done by Crown Legacy, and they earn themselves a corner. As a proud sponsor of Carolina Core, Duderman Law Group knows the value of teamwork, and with the Duderman team behind you, you have the power to win the injury compensation you deserve. Duderman Law Group, a passion for justice, the experience to win. 59th minutes of action. Nathan Richmond steps up to take this corner, earned his 4th assist of the season on a corner. The first goal in the first half. Good ball in, takes a bounce as Holiday ends up on the pitch. Cleary tracks it down at the end line. Subotic on the top of the goal. Mr. Kane gets to this, could not keep possession. And Crown Legacy, a team as mentioned that hasn't given up a lot of goals, now has given up 2 goals today, 3 goals versus Toronto, and it looks like another injury for Carolina Core this time. Mr. Kane is holding at his knee, and the training staff is being called on. It didn't look like anybody made contact with him, which is never a good sign. And the training staff is on to check that right leg around that right knee. So Mehdi Zerkane played prior in League One in France with the Giorda de Bordeaux in 2021. Last year, the Algerian national played in the Algerian First League. Born in France, came up through the Monaco youth setup. And now he is walking off under his own power, which is good. It looks like a change is being made for Zerkane. He was on a yellow card. He's not happy because he wants to keep playing. But a change was made for him. So Mohamed Diakite comes on for Mehdi Zerkane. 62nd minute, level at 2 apiece. At halftime, it was 1-1. An early goal scored by Arnaud Tadevin in this second half gave Carolina Core the lead. And then moments later, Nathan Richmond earned a penalty as he was hit in the face, and Hugo Mbong dispatched that penalty and drew us level once again. Carolina Corps still looking for their first win of the season in their third year in MLS Next Pro. Now Berikimas, ball along to Mbong. Romball just clears this away. Kept in by Camden. Koulibaly and Andrew Johnson wide now to Richmond. Always a problem down that right wing. Richmond cutting in. Was trying to find Andre Subotic. Still in play on the end line. The clearance not as far as hoped. Now Crown Legacy looking to attack. Koulibaly dumps this in. Mbong could not corral it as it rolls to Holiday. Camden. Mbong slices one to Berikimas. And a corner coming for Crown Legacy. Vash Berikimas looking like he will take it. The U.S. Youth International. 32 caps. And was on the U17 World Cup squad this past cycle. Berikimas booms one into the area. Holiday just punches it with two hands into the air. Richmond will track it down. Berikimas takes on Zegers, beats him. And Nemfasha cannot put it on frame. Saw what he was trying to do, cut it onto his right, curl it in. He has scored goals like that already this season. And Holiday just struggling to clear his lines completely. 2 balls on the field, so the throw-in has to come again from Ashton Camden. Berikimas. And just well done, racing all the way back. That was Thomas Rombalt. Good back heel there from Rombalt. Carolina Corps can't take advantage of not only the aggressive play, but the relentless play from Thomas Rombalt. Might have been a goal-saving 30-yard run just to get a piece of that cross into Subotic. And then the back heel almost set the attack loose. Koulibaly. Richmond. Attacking Kaiser again. But Yair Kaiser has been up to the task as well on multiple occasions. Rombalt turns it over. Koulibaly. Berikimas. Mbong. Subotic. His shot requires a save from Nick Holiday. On to his right. Space opens up, and Holiday has to parry it. It was on target. '68th minute now. Richmond lets it rip. Johnson is the target. He's being held on to by Nolan Evers. And another corner is coming for Crown Legacy. Johnson scored the first goal of the game and almost had an opportunity there. High Point University is the premier life skills university, attracting students from all 50 states and 50 countries. Discover why families are flocking to HPU at www.highpoint.edu. 68th minute. Berikimas puts it in the area. Oh, wow. A real chance there for Crown Legacy. The header was just off target. It was Mbong who was looking for the brace himself. And he knows, as he gave the thumbs up to Berikimas, that he should have done better there. Nodded along. Rombolt was contacted with. He's still down. Tadevin shot well out of play. And twists and turns we have in this match. A necessary slide tackle from Udraogo. And now more reinforcements coming in for both squads. So Tony Dendell's day is going to come to a close along with Nathan Richmond. Emmanuel Uchegbu is going to come on.
Substitution for Carolina FC, presented by buildup.
As Crown Legacy quickly gets things restarted.
Leading the match is number 26, Arnau Tadvin. That's number 14, Khalid Balagun. For number 26, Arnau Tadvin.
Arnaud Tadevin,
In the 70th
the guy that has both goals, comes off. Khalid Balagun comes on for Carolina Court. And now a free kick coming for Crown Legacy as a yellow card comes out. Eric Pena also coming on for Crown Legacy. Berikimas earns a corner again as he goes over the stanchion. Young legs for the 18-year-old, always spry. Mohamed Diakite is the man that picks up the yellow card. 71st minute, a level at 2 apiece. Berikimas ball in. Cleary had cut across the face of his defender, but could not challenge Nick Holiday. And now offside eventually is the decision.
entering the match, number 70, Emmanuel Uchegbu. Leaving the match, number 71, Nathan Richmond. Also entering the match, number 56, Eric Pena. Leaving the match, number 95, Simon Kanganga. In the 71st minute.
Carolina core throw. As this match wears on, the pressure rises for Crown Legacy. They're the team that's at the top of the table. They're the team that has to find 3 points on the road against a team that has no wins on the year. For Carolina Core, they're just growing in confidence. They've scored twice in this match. They were leading in this match early in this second half. And they are hungry for their first win. What's on the line tonight? Crown Legacy trying to match their best start in their franchise's history. A result tonight, win or draw, means that they would match that start. And for Carolina Core, a loss or a draw tonight means no wins through the first 2 months of the season for the second time in 3 seasons. Ball comes in towards Balogun. Taken away by Crown Legacy. Koulibaly's ball forward. Well done to Chegbu. So as Emmanuel Chegbu has come on, did not connect with Subotic, but Ashton Camden does find Berikimas. As he was closed down by 2, could not put in a dangerous cross. So now potentially some cramping going on, as Nolan Evers will stretch out his teammates. And as we near a quarter of an hour left in this match, again, something Carolina Core can be very proud of with the fight that they have shown, the grit that they have shown. Still a lot of time remaining. As they can be the heroes in this home match if they can find a third goal. Martinez puts it into play. Neither side can settle, so Carolina Core will have another throw. And a foul given on Santiago Yepes. So a free kick for Crown Legacy. Yepes, the Colombian, played prior with Atlético Nacional and Leones in the Colombian Second League.
Substitution for Carolina Core FC, presented by buildup. Big Sam Fan.
Another substitution for Carolina Core as they look to have some fresh legs to finish off this final quarter of an hour. Yair Kaiser comes out. Nathan Brown comes on. And immediately a chance to run forward. Balogun tripped up. Wickham was out there first. And that was clean from Jaheim Wickham. Better judge that time than the ball earlier in the match to Anthony Sumo Jr. Learned from his earlier mistake that almost cost Crown Legacy. Subotic using his big frame. But cannot bully his way on the ball. David Diaz, who's come on, and Nolan Evers, who's played this entire match for Carolina Core. They were the two that scored in the 72nd and 75th minute versus Orlando after being down by 2 goals to find something from that match. Could they be one of the potential heroes of this match? A foul from behind. Antonio Pineda, the guilty party there. Uchegbu into space. Was being held up. The advantage was played. And now a handball from Balogun. Another free kick for Crown Legacy. Berikimas could not connect with Mbong. Now the ball lost back. Koulibaly dumps it over the top, but no one there initially. Uchegbu. Good first burst. The ball just behind Mfasha Berikimas. A little shove from behind. And the throw-in is for Crown Legacy initially. It'll stay that way. An unnecessary shove from Diakite on a yellow card. The free kick is taken quickly, and play switches to the right wing. Uchegbu, a nice step over. Emmanuel Uchegbu showcasing his skill as he stays in possession, then fouled. So that's just hard work from one man. Emmanuel Uchegbu is clocked in with his hard hat as he puts a few moves on the Foxes and gives Crown Legacy a free kick in a dangerous position. Only 2 in the wall for Carolina Core. 80th minute of action. Level at 2 apiece. Crown Legacy at the top of the table. Carolina Core at the bottom. Berikimas ball nodded along, and Nick Holiday with a spectacular save. Excellence all around. The header from Subotic was on frame, but Holiday just a bit better. And Berikimas will take this corner. Tension rising here at Truist Point. Berikimas booms one in. Holiday doesn't get a touch to it. It's kept in play on the end line. And now Rombaut will clear it away. Balogun trying to win possession. Ball continues to be in the air. Diakite controls. Now Carolina Core with an opportunity. Ball returns to Diakite. Long shot, just getting a hand to it was Wickham. That was on its way to the bottom corner, and what a development that would have been. As this ball pops out to Diakite, he said, why not? And Wickham makes a pretty good save in the end as he parries it wide. So now Carolina Core with an opportunity from a corner to put some real pressure on Crown Legacy. This ball launched into the box, and Wickham got a hand to it, threw it offline. As this ball's pummeled forward, Uchegbu's on his horse. Holiday has to handle, and a clearance long enough to give Carolina Core some breathing room. We have a fun 7.5 minutes plus added time on our hands as this match continues to open up. Both teams going for it. Subotic. Uchegbu can't keep this in play. He'll win possession back, however. Or so it seemed. That ball did roll out of touch for a throw-in. CIBC is the official wealth management partner of Carolina Core FC. 84th minute. Tied at 2 apiece. Crown Legacy went up in the 13th minute on an Andrew Johnson header. Nathan Richmond provided the assist from a corner. And then Arnaud Tadevin in stoppage time in the first half, scoring a beauty. We went to the break at 1 apiece. And in the second half, it was Tadevin who scored to give Carolina Core a lead against the team at the top of the table in the East. And then moments later, it was Nathan Richmond who was fouled in the box, and Hugo Mbong scoring from the spot. And that's how we got here. And still more of this story to write with 5 minutes and change remaining. Crown Legacy, a team with 25 goals now, including the 2 today. A team that has plenty of firepower. Uchegbu's ball searching for Hugo Mbong, but it does fly out for a goal kick. For Carolina Core, they do not have a player with more than 2 goals on the season coming into today. Arnaud Tadevin now has 3 after scoring twice on this occasion. But Tadevin has been subbed out, so it will take somebody else to step up for the Foxes if they want to find all 3 points at home. Berikimas wins possession. Justin Bong in the area, but Berikimas still finds a way to put it across. Diakite, now Diaz. Trying to shove off Cleary. And Diaz is fouled by Will Cleary. Long ball launched towards the top of the 18. Koulibaly for Crown Legacy wins it in the end and fires it forward. Mbong brings it down, but he was offside. Or check that. It was offside initially, and so Crown Legacy will have the restart. '88th minute. Rombolt cut down. So a free kick for Carolina Core. Numbers coming forward for Carolina Core. Thomas Rombolt, who leads the team in goal contributions coming into today, the former captain of the University of Wisconsin, with an opportunity to put it in the area and a teammate to find the go-ahead goal. Conversations in the box before this very tenuous free kick. And now, player down. Rombolt still waiting to take the free kick. So now sets up. Rombolt puts it in, headed along. And it took a deflection off of a member of Crown Legacy. And so it should be a corner. 90th minute now. And the tension rises a little bit more. It does look like it was last off of Mbong. A crowded 6-yard box in front of Jaheim Wickham. Ball played short. Long shot, well high. And with so much traffic in the area, I had a feeling that it might come out for a long effort. Just poor execution in the end. Another extended amount of added time. It was 7 minutes added in the first, and now 7 minutes added in the second, which means we still have another chapter to write in this I-85 rivalry. Crown Legacy has beaten Carolina Core just once in their 3-year history. Long throw down the line. Ochegbu wins the race. Throw in coming for Crown Legacy. And now, looks like Crown Legacy wants a long throw. Put some pressure on Nick Holliday. Ball floated in, takes a bounce, then cleared away by Ricardo Montenegro. Quick throw in, back heel. Now Camden. Berikimas isolated a bit. And then Berikimas Loses possession as a second defender came in. Door still open. Cross comes in. Mbong chests it down. Now Cleary. Works back to Koulibaly. Can almost sense it now for Crown Legacy. Udraogo. Hamden. Bedikimas cuts in. Sticks with it. And a good slide tackle. And so Thomas Romboltz, who's put in a good shift, made that slide tackle. He's made so many different defensive plays from his right wing position. Now another long throw loading for Crown Legacy. Cleary into the area. Mbong able to bring it down. Now this floating ball, just screamed across the face of goal. It was Eric Pena, and nobody was there at the back post. It was fluttering. It almost looked like it was going to find the top corner, and Uchegbu just couldn't get to it. Subotic wins the corner, however. 4th minute of added time. Out swinging ball, headed down. Runs out to Mbong. And now the clearance. Bedikimas just keeps his footing. Uchegbu has it bounce off of him initially, but it'll stay with Crown Legacy. Floated ball towards Bedikimas. Played out again. And Koulibaly, a slicing touch, but it was deflected. And now a stoppage of play. So before this throw in, Camden. Walking towards the sideline. Ball comes into Uchegbu. Taken away. And now a break potentially for Carolina Core. Excellent slide tackle by Pena. Diakite goes back. Now down the left side. Zegers, Diakite. 5 minutes gone of our minimum of 7. And is this time for Carolina Core? Holiday fires it the other way. A wonderful diagonal. Now Diaz loses possession. Throw in for Crown Legacy. Ball comes into Uchegbu. Uchegbu, big ball, finds Bedikimas. This is where he likes to operate. Bedikimas' ball in. Nobody there arriving. And we have 1 more minute of added time and some tired legs for Nelson Martinez. Thomas Romboltz, you can see them still trying to stretch. Even Santiago Yepes leaning over, keeling over, just trying to stretch those legs and get to the finish line. It would be back-to-back draws for Carolina Core. And it will be 2 draws in 3 matches for Crown Legacy if this scoreline holds. And with some pushing and shoving, a free kick coming from near midfield for Carolina Core. And now they will let this be the final kick or the final action. All that's left is this free kick. Ball towards the box. Slip through. Evers. Now the corner.
Fans, get on your feet and make some noise. We have a Carolina Core FC corner kick presented by the league.
And the corner will be taken. So we near 8 minutes past the 90. And is this the moment for Carolina Core? Rombolt to deliver as he's trying to stretch his legs to provide good service. Ninth minute of added time. Ball comes in, headed along, and it's last off of Diakite. Still no final whistle as this ball is hit into the air. Andrew Johnson looking for options. Will take advantage of whatever time is left. Throw comes in. And there is the final whistle as we were entering into our 10th minute of added time. A marathon match for Crown Legacy and Carolina Core, but in the end, nothing to separate them. 1-1 after half number one, 1-1 in half number two, and the final Carolina Core 2 and Crown Legacy 2. Carolina Core stays winless on the year, and Crown Legacy stays unbeaten. All that is left is who will have the extra point. We'll take a break, be back for our penalty shootout in just a moment.
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Now it's time for the goals on how we got here. Nathan Richmond with a gorgeous ball towards the back post. Andrew Johnson winning his individual battle and scoring to make it 1-0 Crown Legacy in front. Then later on in the match, as we got into added time, it was Arnaud Tadevin with this gorgeous strike. Just found some space, falling away, and he found side netting for his second goal of the season. That made it 1-1. We went into halftime at 1-1. Then in the second half, early on, it was Carolina Core who jumped on the board as this ball ran through for Tadevin. He fired it top corner, and Carolina Core enjoyed the lead, but it was short-lived as Hugo Mbong from the spot, flawless with the finish, and that is how we finished regular time and how we finished at full time. 2-2 draw. And so now it's time to see who will earn the extra point. Carolina Core and Crown Legacy battling into teams from the states of North Carolina. And Carolina Core back-to-back draws with the scoreline of 2-2. And Crown Legacy stays unbeaten. They match 2023, and they go 8 unbeaten to start the campaign in 2026. So Jaheim Wickham in goal for Crown Legacy. The first to shoot for Carolina Core is Tim Zegers. Played in the second division of Dutch soccer before coming to Carolina Core. Zegers finds the back of the net. And Carolina Core takes an early lead in this penalty shootout. For the Core, they have struggled in PKs this year. And so great to get things started with success as Zegers calmly fired it home. Now Nick Holliday in goal for Carolina Core. He faced a lot of these guys in training because he played for Charlotte FC. He was a part of their academy. Excuse me, he was a part of the franchise, played a lot with Crown Legacy. And so now he takes on Hugo Mbong, who played last year with Vancouver. Mbong has been flawless from the spot over the last couple of matches. And why would we expect anything other than that? As Mbong, a little showmanship. So confident from the spot. That's why he's the penalty kick taker for the team. And he levels things. Nick Holliday trying to throw Mbong off his game, but nothing was going to throw Hugo Mbong off his game. So now it's David Diaz. Scored last match for Carolina Core. Helped them earn a point versus Orlando City in their last match. Trying to help them earn the extra point in this match. And Diaz is true from the spot. David Diaz, the former freshman of the year in the Big West at Cal State Northridge. Played last year with Ventura County. He's no stranger to penalty shootouts in MLS Next Pro, and he has made it 2-1. Now it's Eric Pena, 20-year-old. He and Nick Holliday used to be teammates. Pena gets the best of his former teammate, now his immediate foe. And it's 2-2 in this penalty shootout. Now, up walks Balogun. Khalid Balogun. Big moment here. A booming shot is saved from Balogun. Jaheim Wickham with a big-time stop. Balogun went for power, but Wickham precise on his dive to the right. And now Crown Legacy a chance to go in front in this shootout. It's Nimfasha Berikimas. He's played in big moments, although he's just 18. Part of the U17 World Cup squad in Qatar. Consistent member of the U.S. men's youth national team at multiple levels. Berikimas stopped by Holiday. And maybe his old teammate knowing a thing or two about where he was going to shoot. Holiday guessed right, big arm up, as Berikimas put it at a savable height, and we are still level at 2 apiece. Now it's Ricardo Montenegro. 3 seasons with Inter Miami before coming to the Triad. And Montenegro perfectly placed. Wickham guessed right, but Montenegro curled it in around his left arm. Just watch this again. Nothing any goalkeeper can do about that. And Carolina Core retakes the lead in this shootout. Now it's Andre Subotic, the Serbian youth international. Just less than 30 caps in his youth national career. Subotic steps up and shows out. Oh, the shot is out. Went for the finesse, and it hits the top of the crossbar. It looked like it was going to go in. It just hits in front of the line. Diakite steps up. A score here, and Carolina Core earns the extra point. Diakite delivers. And Carolina Core takes 2 points from the team at the top of the Eastern Conference table. Mohamed Diakite, cool as you like, converts from the spot. And Carolina Core, back-to-back matches earning points. And a win for them is just on the horizon. You can feel it. You see what it means to them. This team, the Foxes are fighters, and they take 2 points off the Eastern Conference leaders right now. Well, now it's time for today's Man of the Match, which is presented by Adidas. And for Carolina Core, it's the man that put them on the map today, Arnaud Tadevin. Tadevin with 2 beautiful strikes. That one potentially going to be the goal of the week in MLS Next Pro. And then the second goal that gave them the lead. He put the team on his back today. And Arnaud Tadevin, well worthy of the man of the match, presented by Adidas. Well, this was fun. Carolina Core earning the extra point in the shootout. And they take 2 from Crown Legacy. Crown Legacy stays unbeaten to start the campaign, 8 straight. And Carolina Core with back-to-back draws. The final score once again, 2-2, with Carolina Core earning the extra point. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball with my fantastic team. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from Truist Point, and have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.